Welcome back to the New Path campaign for Freespace 2 here on Paladin Gaming. We're going into the 14th mission. OmniTech's Army. With the latest insights gained by intelligence and the data Lieutenant Commander Bristow gathered during his last sortie, I thought that was classified level Rho. Command was able to complete their situation assessment and develop a strategy to end the OmniTech threat once and for all. The main question was how OmniTech was able to become such a dangerous force. As you may already know, the Alliance knew about the majority of crafts at OmniTech's disposal. Most of them were, in fact, bought directly from us as part of our regular retirement of old fleet assets. Intelligence also uncovered evidence that they bought further ships at the black market using puppet companies like A to Z Logistics to mask their transactions. The simple reason nobody became concerned by their amassment of ships is that they never had enough pilots to fly any significant amount of them at the same time. As they only could man a small fraction of their ships, nobody thought they could pose a threat to our fleets. Obviously, we were wrong. They were able to overcome this problem by developing a system they call Interlink. Basically, it's a remote control system for fighters and bombers. While there have been several experiments with technology like this over the past 2 decades, they have never proven successful due to the connection lag that decreased reaction speed and accuracy, as well as problems with signal jamming or interference. OmniTech apparently found a way to solve these issues using and improving recent technologies like AWACS and most likely also insights from their ETAK analysis. They replaced the cockpit sections of their fighters with receivers for the quantum signals they use to transmit their remote control. As they emit these pulses through subspace, they can easily control any ship within a system without significant connection lag and without any chance of us jamming them. The biggest benefit they have through these ships is simple. Their pilots don't die when their ships are destroyed. They sit in special interlink hubs on OmniTech's capital ships and can simply switch to another ship if their current one is destroyed. This way, OmniTech can launch wave after wave without any danger of losing pilots. OmniTech uses several convoys of ships as relays for their network to increase their interlink capacity, create redundancy, and improve reliability. These convoys consist of a science vessel with the computer systems for the interlink, an AWACS ship uses the transmitter, and a cruiser with fighter escort as armed guards, to make it harder for us to attack them. They regularly jump around the system. To make it harder for us to attack them, they regularly jump around within the system. Although their jump pattern seems random at the first sight, it is in fact created by a complicated algorithm that guarantees maximum interlink coverage at all times. Our analysts are currently trying to decipher that pattern to give us a tactical advantage. To make things worse, the science cruisers also emit a subspace field that interferes with our jump drives, making it impossible to exit subspace near the convoys. I didn't seem to have a problem last mission. We're currently working on a strategy to circumvent that issue. Does that strategy involve trebuchets? I bet it involves trebuchets. I can't come out with a trebuchet range. Our attack plan, Phase 1. Command has released their basic combat strategy against OmniTech. Our offensive, codenamed Blackout, will consist of 3 phases. In Phase 1, we will attack the interlink convoys to reduce OmniTech's offensive capabilities. If they lose these ships, they cannot mount as many simultaneous attacks as before, and we'll need this reduced pressure to continue our own attacks. The detailed strategy for our attack against these convoys is classified and will only be released on a need-to-know basis to prevent any leaks to OmniTech. All involved personnel will receive a special briefing on that when the time comes. The second phase will start immediately after we severed their interlink system. We will mount attacks against several OmniTech staging points. Though the destruction of their ships certainly is an important goal, the main reason for these attacks is to bind their forces and keep them away from our main target, the destroyer Intrepid. This ship hosts one of their biggest interlink hubs besides the OmniTech HQ, not to mention the firepower of an Orion-class ship. And we still don't know what the upgrade is that Commander Bristow heard about. In order to start a successful offensive against the OmniTech's HQ, we must destroy this ship first. Once the Intrepid is destroyed, we will start our final attack against OmniTech HQ. Our goal is to capture this installation and potentially arrest Benedict McPherson. OmniTech HQ is one of our most advanced research stations that hosts a great number of the Alliance's best scientists, not to speak of expensive hardware and priceless research information. The destruction of this station must be avoided at any cost. We know that at this point the command frigate Bosch still remains at large, but this target has only secondary priority for the moment. The installation... that's probably a mistake. The installation is our main target, and command believes that once it is under our control it will be easier to apprehend McPherson should he not be on the station. should he not be on the station but on the Bosch. Without the Intrepid in their HQ, OmniTech will only have a very limited interlink capacity on the Bosch and a few regular fighters. We have some good news too. 1 hour ago, an urgent supply convoy from 4th Fleet HQ arrived and brought with it some more weapons. We now have Casers and Infernos in our arsenal, and I'm sure we'll get an ample opportunity to use those. In addition to a shipment of trebuchets destined to arrive within the next 2 hours. Excellent! Interference is the mission. Welcome to this briefing, pilots. Be informed that everything you're about to hear is classified level 5. We cannot allow any information leaks to OmniTech, and you have been carefully selected for your innocuousness. What? Our analysts have managed to decipher the jump patterns of OmniTech's interlink convoys, and we're now ready to start a successful attack against them. Well, that remains to be seen. OmniTech developed an elaborate scheme to make predicting the convoy's jump positions hard for us. For each step, each convoy calculates not only 1, but 3 different possible jump points using a complicated algorithm. With us now being able to do the same calculations, we can also predict these coordinates, and we can exploit OmniTech's own procedures to make them run into our trap. Sorry, let me turn down my ringtone here. Before the convoy jumps to a new position, as part of its fighter escort is sent to each of the three candidates as a reconnaissance force. They scan the area and then report back to the convoy where all results are being processed to determine the best candidate. Then the convoy jumps to the selected position where it waits for its next scheduled jump. We've determined all 9 next candidates for the 3 convoys. 3 task forces are currently briefed to attack one of them each. You're the task force for Convoy Bravo. Its next jump is due in 30 minutes and we will await them. We will send several wings to patrol at least at 2 of Bravo's possible candidates. They will appear to be routine patrols, but should pose a threat big enough to make these coordinates unappealing. Alpha and Beta will wait at the 3rd position. You have to be there before the arrival of a convoy, but that subspace disruption field will make it impossible to jump there afterwards. As our Pegasus stealth fighters lack the needed firepower to mount such an attack, we had to find another option for you to wait in range without being detected, so we modified several assault fighters to have a so-called silent mode. When entering silent mode, all systems of the ship will be powered down, including the main reactor and auxiliary power. The ship will emit no active power signature, so the sensor sweep of the scout wing shouldn't detect you when you're sufficiently far away. As all systems will be powered down, you won't have sensors, so you have to look out for the convoy by eyes only. The only control you'll have in silent mode is the manual ignition sequencer for your main reactor to reactivate your ship when the convoy has arrived. You will jump to the designated coordinates, enter silent mode shortly before the scout wing arrives, and stay in this state until the rest of the convoy jumps in. There are some things about the silent mode you should keep in mind. This is a highly experimental feature and we didn't have much time to test it. Oh, that's great. We also had to reduce the charge of the ignition sequencer's power cell for it to not emit a detectable energy signature. It has enough power to restart your main reactor once and once only. Hence, to prevent any accidental second activation of silent mode that you couldn't reverse, we put a security lockout in place. That means that once you've engaged and disengaged silent mode, you cannot engage it a second time. If you waste your one shot, you basically screwed up the mission, so simply don't do that. Another important thing, as soon as your main reactor is offline during silent mode, it will start to cool down. After 5 minutes, you'll reach a point at which it won't be possible for you to restart your ship while in space. You have to be very careful not to wait too long, but also not to deactivate silent mode too early. Timing is absolutely critical here. Once the convoy is there, you reactivate your systems and engage all enemy ships. You only have a few minutes time before their jump drives will be recharged and they will escape. Consider disabling their engines if you run out of time. Focus on the Sisson and Avogadro. The Potemkin is only a secondary target. Don't let them escape. We only have this one chance. If we fail, they will change their jump pattern and we lose our momentum. This mission has to be carried out by the numbers. One more thing. You won't have a support ship during this mission. We couldn't modify a support ship for silent mode. Don't we just call them afterwards? Oh, right. Once it can't jump in once. So we can't send one with you at the start. When the convoys arrive, the subspace field will prevent any ships from jumping in, and we also can't send any support ship then. Choose your loadout wisely. Prepare your ships, start in 20 minutes. Primary objectives: destroy the Avogadro and the Sisson. Destroy OmniTech fighters you encounter, and secondarily destroy the Potemkin. Can we? Can't carry stilettos on a Herc. That will have to do. Why can't the Herc carry stilettos? Alright, let's hit it. Okay, pilots, the scouting party will arrive in less than 2 minutes. You should activate your silent mode soon. There should be sufficient time to await the arrival of the convoy before you have to reactivate your fighters. Report to us when you have begun your attack on the convoy. Command out. Okay, so how do I activate silent mode? Alright everyone, let's do this. Good luck. How do I do this? To you as well, boss. Let's hope this silent mode works. Ah, press 1 to switch silent mode. I'll wait a minute. Alpha 1, you have to activate your silent mode now or you'll be detected. Follow your orders, Commander. Here we go, engaging silent mode. Oh, I don't like that sound. Play dead until convoy arrives. And we lost the HUD. I hate this. We're sitting ducks here and can't do anything, and also I'm talking to myself. Where are they at? And here comes the scouting party. I don't see them. Didn't see jump flashes. They must be off to the side somewhere. Can't see my wingman either. Come on, finish your scans. There's nobody here. Here we go. Finally, the convoy is here. Time to get into action. Restarting systems. Command, the convoy has arrived. Now engaging enemy ships.
Roger that, sir.
Wrong button.
Engaging your target.
Hey, I thought the subspace field prevents ships from jumping in. They created that system, since they also created a way for their ships to circumvent it. Well, they were one of our best research institutes for a reason.
I can't hold them off much longer!
Roger that, sir. Engaging your target. Show us how it's done. IFF confirmed. Hostiles.
Alright, now that cruiser. Command, the convoy system neutralized. When the system field is gone, yes, unfortunately the residual effects of the field will still last for a few minutes. Well, some pilots, your mission is not over yet. Save the system, destroy all enemy fighters that show up, then pin out OmniTech's voices even more. Got him. The champion is history. controlling, they could just ram us, but even then they might run out of holes. Yeah, a missile truck, why not? Only Alpha 1 remains. Only Alpha 2 remains. How about that? Alright, Command, we got him. We had new hostiles to deal with. Oh no! Primary objective complete. We have no indication of further ships heading for your position. That should be all. Return to base, pilots. Good work, pilots. Without their interlink network, OmniTech lost a great amount of their offensive potential. We have the advantage we need to take them out once and for all. You and the pilots from the other task forces did a formidable job. However, we cannot relax yet, because most of our pilots died. Although they don't have the flexibility to start an attack anywhere in the system, they still have enough capacity to spoil all our efforts with concentrated and focused strikes. At the moment we have the upper hand, but we have to use our momentum now in order to keep the pressure on them. Our next target is the Intrepid, and we have to strike soon. You also destroyed the Potemkin. Good work. Every ship we destroy now will make it easier for us to execute our final assault on OmniTech. Your next sortie will come once we have located the Intrepid. Get as much rest as you can, it won't be much. No recommendations. 11 total kills with 2 assists. 3 Herc 2s, 1 Loki, 2 Persei, 4 Myrmidons, and a Charybdis class AWACS vessel. Bringing our all-time total for the campaign to 178 kills with 28 assists. So this was Interference, the 14th or so mission of the New Path campaign for Freespace 2 here on Paladin Gaming. This is Paladin Gaming signing off.